welcome to a
hot buttered review of
Stephen King's Dr. Sleep.
Did you have to put Stephen King in there?
Yes.
I know Stephen King.
Do they?
Oh yeah. He's been whoring the movie out.
Hey, listen. The Shining didn't need a fucking sequel. I'm about to run upstairs and grab the fucking book.
It didn't.
The Shining didn't need a fucking sequel.
Dr. Sleep is a sequel to The Shining book and the Kubrick movie, which, as we know, Stephen King's not too hot on the Kubrick
We're doing
movie.
spoilers for this, right?
We always do spoilers. Always.
We're just... I can tell why King likes this movie. We'll get to that, but...
Pretty much Danny Torrance is following in his dad's footsteps by being a drunk. Well, maybe not quite as much because, you know, he's like...
He has somewhat of a soul.
I don't know, his dad never left a woman and a baby. And they insinuate that they're dead? That they died?
I don't know how they died, though.
They didn't die. I think it's just
That's my thing.
fucking with it. Yeah, Danny's had to deal with this shit, and the ghosts been coming after him since he was a little kid, so...
He starts locking them in boxes.
Yes. If you want some fucking fan service, you're gonna get it in this movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, he's old, he's a drunk. Like we all are, you know. We're Gen Xers. We're drunks. You know. Honestly, that's kind of The Shining. It's a boomer trying to kill the younger generation. No, I'm sorry.
The Shining is one big representation of...
Goddamn Kubrick! He ends up in some town.
New Hampshire. It's in New Hampshire.
And he cleans up his shit and runs a little train in a park.
And there's that teeny town. They build like a miniature version of the town, and there's a shot where it's perfectly lined up with the actual buildings.
Yeah.
Which is a pure fucking Kubrick shot.
That's cool. Well, it goes along with... in The Shining, they have the small representation of the hedge maze.
Oh, yeah.
So, ding, ding, ding! Then there's some folks led by Rose the Hat that are consuming steam, which I guess is like the souls of people who shine. You've read the book.
I think it's that it's like their souls. They never really... It's like their shine.
Yeah.
So kind of their souls, I guess. I don't know.
And then Danny makes contact with Abra Stone. Yes, I know the names. IMDb. And they have like an 8-year pen pal relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Until one night, Abra watches Rose the Hat and her gang of... I don't know, I guess they're foodies?
They call the whole group's called the True Knot.
They don't say that in the movie.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
They say it at the beginning
I missed that.
when they're doing the thing with Snakebite Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it there, and then they never mention it again.
I missed it. And she witnesses them kill a boy. And boy, is it fucking graphic.
I remember. I read the book when it first fucking came out. I reread the beginning recently. And I remember there being a chapter called The Baseball Boy. So I remember it happening, but like I don't remember the specifics of it.
Yeah.
That was fucking graphic though.
Oh yeah. Then Danny gets pulled into it and they have to stop Rose the Hat from consuming Abra. One thing leads to another, and they end up at the Overlook Hotel, which doesn't get high ratings on TripAdvisor. Which, in the book, it was gone.
Yeah, in the book.
In the original book, The Shining, they blew it up.
Yeah.
but in the movie it's still there, and it looks like they haven't even touched it.
Pretty much, it looks like The Shining happened, and then they immediately closed it down.
Yeah. The typewriter's there, all the furniture's
door
there.
with the red rum and the is still.
And pretty much Danny has to unleash his ghosts because he overlooks, they use the overlook to stop Rose the Hat. So he unleashes the ghosts who are also trying to eat souls. That's why they were going after Danny. And they eat Rose the Hat, and then Danny blows up with the hotel. Just like the end of the movie.
Because he starts going crazy like Jack did.
Yeah.
And he goes after Abra, and then he blows up the hotel with the boiler.
Which I think the ending is actually a throwback to the miniseries. The way they did it.
Oh, yeah. Because you notice the way Abra says it, like, you don't know who you're standing in. Danny checked the boiler before he got here. And in the original, Danny says something like, my daddy hasn't turned the boiler over. My daddy knows he hasn't turned the boiler over today.
Yeah.
It's said in the same kind of way.
Yeah. Which is nice they did a nod to the miniseries. And that was it. So.
I only have one real complaint with this movie.
Okay.
And I think I've talked to you about this. The lookalikes.
Yeah, they're...
Holloran's good.
They even got the voice.
Yeah.
Which is tough because it's Scatman Crothers. And he's... That era, especially for people my age, because, he was in Cuckoo's Nest, he was in The Shining, he was in Twilight Zone the movie, he was in Bronco Billy. But the role we remember him as is a cartoon called Hong Kong Phooey, where he was a kung fu dog, I think.
What the fuck?
He did other shit too. He did a lot of voiceover work in cartoons, and this guy got pretty close for such an iconic.
He is pretty good. Danny's lookalike, the young Danny lookalike, is okay. It works.
It looks more like Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
He looks more like Ewan McGregor.
Wendy is.
It doesn't
quite look like Wendy,
her,
but she does.
But she pulls it off.
She does the voice really.
She does the voice in that scene where Jack because they do a flashback where Jack breaks through the door.
She does really well.
It fucking looks like Shelley Duvall.
Which I think they might have based the casting off of that.
Yeah. And then Jack.
Yes,
Jack shows up in this.
He ends up being Lloyd.
Which, when I was going into this, I wanted to see Jack and Lloyd the bartender. And this movie was very economical by giving me both of those in one person.
That's the thing. I walked in fully expecting to see Jack at some point.
They had to put him in there. And then my thing is, because Danny had locked up all those ghosts, at that point, Jack is the only ghost left.
Pretty much.
So.
But I walked in expecting Jack at some point. And the way they put him in as Lloyd the bartender is...
It's perfect.
Yeah, to me is the absolute best way you could have done it.
Since that was like one of the titular scenes in the first film.
Exactly.
To have him take over the role.
And they even recreate some of the shots from that when he walks up to the bar.
The glass is still there.
Yeah.
And then a throwback to the novel was Jack pulling the "It's time to take your medicine" line.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, you notice the multiple times because in the bar, in the beginning, in the bar fight, he says, "Time to take your medicine" to the guy he's beating the shit out of. And then there's multiple times where he gets called a pup. Rose the Hat calls Abra a pup.
Yeah, there's a lot of those throwbacks.
Yeah.
It's nice seeing Grady. And of course the twins.
Great party, isn't it?
The fucking twins, that's the first thing they say.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Danny. Come and play with us. Which, it kind of felt like the end of the movie when all the ghosts suddenly appear. Kind of became like a greatest hits. And I'm really disappointed the guy in the dog suit wasn't there. Because that would have been awesome. But, yeah, I don't know. I like the movie. It's not as good as The Shining.
Oh, no.
And I can see where people are going to complain because The Shining had that. There was still a chance it wasn't ghosts. That it may have been just mental illness. Everybody just losing their shit from being cooped up in this fucking hotel for. Actually, they're only there, 2 weeks? And this movie wipes that out. It's like this fucking ghost story.
Well, and I'll go ahead and say this, that from what I remember of the book and from what I reread of the book, up until they get to the hotel, it is exactly like the fucking book.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I was happy Flanagan was doing this, because he did Gerald's Game, and that was pretty damn accurate to the book.
Well, that was a book that everyone said you couldn't film.
Yeah, and then he did it.
And he figured out a way to do it.
And when I saw Gerald's Game and I heard he was directing Dr. Sleep, I knew it would be good. Because it was just, it's exactly like the book.
Maybe he should do The Stand.
He could probably, if they weren't doing that fucking series on PBS.
CBS,
fuck it.
PBS.
But
Up next is A Joy of Painting, followed by part 1 of The Stand.
He could do it. Supposedly, I hear they're doing, I don't know if he's doing it, but from what I hear, they're remaking Salem's Lot again.
Again?
Except it's going to be a movie. It's not going to be a miniseries. It's a movie.
It's going to be a long movie. They'll split it.
They're doing The Long Walk, which is a Bachman book. I haven't read it, but I just got it.
They won't do Rage.
Oh, that I talked to everyone about how you want a Stephen King adaptation, they will never do Rage.
Yeah.
He won't even. That's not even.
It's out of print.
He I guess
it'll never be back in print.
He inspired some kid and he took it off and then he wrote an essay about guns. I looked into getting a print without getting the Bachman book collection because I have half of it.
That's where I read it, was Bachman books.
That's the only way you can get it now.
Yeah.
Because the Bachman books, oh god, it has Rage, it has The Running Man, it has The Long Walk, and one other one I can't remember. I think it's Roadwork.
Yeah, Roadwork. I don't remember Roadwork.
The thing is, I have Running Man, and I have The Long Walk.
I'm shocked they haven't redone Running Man.
Me too, because I'd like to see the Running Man like the book.
The problem is, Running Man is like one step away from what we have today anyway, so fuck it. I mean, seriously, when the Running Man came out, that was like 87. People were probably watching it and like, this is fucking ridiculous. There's no way, reality's going to be on, we're not going to pay to watch fucking people do their real life shit.
Well, you know what The Long Walk is?
I don't remember that one.
The Long Walk is kind of almost Hunger Games-ish. It's a bunch of kids volunteer, like 16, 15-year-old kids.
Sounds a lot like the Hunger Games.
Where it's a race, but they don't know where the end is. And the only thing they know is the prize is whatever you most desire. And they're put through physical and psychological tests the whole way through. And there's 100 contestants.
It gets whittled down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't read it. Like I said, I have it upstairs. But I was looking into getting Rage separately because I started reading the beginning of it. And to buy the separate book, I was looking into it online. Cheapest I could find was $1,000.
Jesus
I saw it going for $3. They're the only, and even the Bachman books, the one I was reading off of, I tried to get my own copy. It was like $50. I can find one for like $15. I would love to get it because I'm kind of curious about reading it.
Check yard sales. Honestly, check the Goodwill. I could see that showing up.
But that's an adaptation that'll never fucking happen.
No. Well, I think One, it kind of felt a little great. It felt a little too greatest hitsy near the end, and I think it could have been a little shorter.
It was.
I think you could have trimmed it a little bit, but I don't know where.
That's my thing. I don't know where you would trim it.
I just think you could have. Mainly the stuff with Rose the Hat's group. I think you could have trimmed a little bit of that. I don't know. It just felt. It's longer than The Shining.
By like 4 minutes.
Yeah. Still, The Shining's long for a horror movie.
It's 2:26.
Yeah.
This is 2:30.
I don't know. It's not better than The Shining.
Well, no.
I mean,
If you're walking and expecting that, you're a fucking idiot.
no. Oh, I'm sure there are people who like. There's people who hate The Shining. People hated The Shining when it came out.
King hates The Shining.
I love Shining, but I'm a Kubrick guy. So, and there were a lot of nods to Kubrick, a lot of nods to the book,
Well, that's
to the original novel.
it respects Kubrick, it respects King, and it's done in Flanagan's style.
And that's why I'm really impressed by this movie is the fact that he was able to walk that tightrope. Because there's no way you could have made this movie without it being related to
Oh yeah,
the Kubrick movie.
to do it not related to the Kubrick movie would have been dumb.
Well, 40 years later, which that fucking movie's going to be 40 years old next year, which blows my mind. It's so entrenched in pop culture now. The carpet, the all work and no play, Jack, here's Johnny, all that shit is just. I mean, look at Ready Player One. There's a whole section of the movie that's The Shining. I mean, it's just such this cultural thing now.
Well, and that was a Spielberg movie. I think that was completely just to dedicate it to him because they were kind of close.
Oh yeah,
And each of them respected the other.
So there was no way you could not
Oh yeah,
make this movie without making it part of that universe.
Exactly. There's no way.
But then you had Stephen King, and you had to make him happy.
See,
I think Flanagan did a great job at doing that, bringing them together.
He respected both versions of The Shining and Doctor Sleep very, very well.
Yeah.
Because it does, like I said, pretty much the entire beginning portion of the movie up until the end is exactly like the book.
Yeah.
Because, and like I told you, there were scenes when I heard castings for Ewan McGregor that, like with him waking up in the beginning after the drunken.
Oh yeah,
when
the train spotting,
when they cast him in that was the first thing I tried to imagine.
I wish he'd said hello there. He should have done that. So, let's rank.
Are we gonna rank the main series in this too?
No, we're not even counting that.
Then what's the point of this? We already established that The Shining's better.
There's no point. What would you give Doctor Sleep?
I think, like I said, my only real complaint with it was the lookalikes.
Yeah.
So I'd go 4.5.
4.5. Damn. I want 3.5.
3.5?
That's respectable. It's respectable. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. There were just, like I said, I think the ending, and I love the parts with the overlook. I love that shit, but the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, man, that last section.
Well, that was that was the bit of fan service they could throw in at the end. Because it's kind of hard to throw in fan service when you've established that we're trying to lock up what was at the Overlook. And I think another big part of why I give it such a higher rating is because I've read the book, and it's so much like the book. I'm so happy that's just like the book.
Yeah, I'm on 3.5. It's a lot better than many other Stephen King adaptations.
I liked it better than the recent Pet Sematary.
Yeah, it's definitely better. And, he's in a renaissance now.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. This is the third Stephen King movie.
One.
This year.
Well, and also keep in mind, Mr. Mercedes has been going on
Yeah,
some time. They're doing a series of The Outsider soon.
Yeah.
They're doing that Stand series on CBS. You heard who's playing Randall Flagg in that, right?
No.
It's Bill Skarsgård's brother.
Oh, Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah. And then Whoopi Goldberg is Mother.
That's actually pretty fucking good.
I can't remember her name.
Mother Abigail.
Yeah, she's.
I've actually read The Stand.
See, I own it.
That's why I look old.
The thing is, I'm reading two.
Reading The Stand is like living The Stand.
I'm reading two King books and at the same time already. I just got it and I read the opening prologue.
Yeah.
When you know the beginning when in the movie it'd be the Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
But I haven't gone past that because I'm reading it and I'm reading The Dark Tower at the same time.
It's a long one too.
That's the thing. I'm trying to get through it. I just got to Bill's phone call in it, so I'm pretty early on in it.
Jesus Christ! I'll be retired by the time you get those two done.
Well, in Dark Tower, it's like 600 pages. I'm probably getting close to 200. Thing is, I got through Dark Tower, and now it's gotten to. I'll tell you here in a second. It's gotten to kind of a dull part.
So what's the best Stephen King adaptation?
That's a hard choice for me, honestly. Because it depends on what you base it on. If you base it off just based off quality.
You haven't seen them all though either.
Oh no, like if you base it off quality, it'd probably be The Shining. If you base it off like how close it is to the book, it would really be kind of a toss-up. I couldn't tell you which ones. I mean, there's a lot of highlights. I could not pick one. There's a lot of highlights. The newer it is as close to the book as you can get. But even then, the older it... The thing with the older it is the only reason it
was made for TV.
Well, that and... The thing is, if Tim Curry hadn't been Pennywise, that movie would have been shit.
People...
Pennywise... Or Tim Curry is a huge crush in that movie.
I do not understand people comparing the new It to that miniseries because they are two different animals. Two different eras, two different fucking formats.
Well, it's also set in two completely different decades.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I never walked into the new one expecting to compare it to that one because I'm like, it was made for TV. No. And what they did with this one, even though it is extremely different from the book. I mean, it's like the book, but it's also different from the book because they set in a different decade.
Yeah.
They shortened it a bit, honestly, even though it is in two parts.
But it still gave you more than what the original miniseries did.
It did. It gave you what they could do with an R rating with that property.
Yeah.
Which is something the miniseries... the idea of getting the miniseries at an R rating would be... I'd love to see that. I know it's something that would never happen. But...
No. If I had to pick one Stephen King adaptation, I'm not going to count The Shining because The Shining's a Kubrick movie.
That's my thing. I feel like it's a shoo-in to pick The Shining.
Shining's a Kubrick movie. I'm going to go with another Stephen King adaptation. I think came out the same year as The Shining miniseries. Or not The Shining miniseries, the It miniseries. I'm going with Misery.
Misery?
Fucking love Misery.
Wait, when the It miniseries came out?
Yeah, I think that was 90.
Yeah, it was 90. Because it came out exactly 10 years before I was born.
Yeah. I'm going with, I think I'll go with Misery. I fucking love Misery.
That's a fair one, because that's a high up one for me. Christine's up there for me, too.
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me's up there.
Yeah. You've never seen Shawshank. But Shawshank isn't your typical Stephen King.
Green Mile's up there. I really liked Green Mile. I really, really liked Green Mile. I just watched that.
This is the fun part about recording in a basement.
Another one, I need to see 1408 again. I haven't watched Cujo. I won't watch Cujo.
Cujo's hard to watch.
I read the book already.
There's always Maximum Overdrive.
I've seen that. Fuck that movie.
Carrie.
I haven't seen
I
Carrie.
need to see Carrie.
I want to see both those.
Salem's Lot.
I haven't seen Salem's Lot.
That was a TV movie.
Yeah, I know.
That was TV miniseries.
The Rob Lowe version is at Walmart for $7.50.
Fuck that shit. I remember seeing the original Salem's Lot miniseries. It was a repeat. I was probably 4 or 5. This is how fucked up my childhood was, people. I mean, Disney Plus came out. Everyone's talking about all this Disney shit that came out when they were kids. I'm like, I didn't watch any of this shit. I mean, I watched Salem's Lot, Friday the 13th, and I remember seeing Porky's really young.
See, I got the mix-up, because I got the Disney shit, and I got your shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that.
Over here, I'm watching, let's see, what one can we throw out there? I'm going to throw out Toy Story. Over here, I'm watching Toy Story. Over here, there's Friday the 13th, Part 3.
I'm a terrible parent.
Didn't fuck me up any yet.
Alright, so 4.5?
Yep.
3.5.
And like I said, I think I gave it a higher rating just because I really like how close to the book it was.
I liked it. I don't know.
Just the fact they got so close to the book and he was still able to respect Kubrick's so well.
That's impressive.
That's the thing. I'm really impressed how he was able to respect both sides.
Yeah.
And still make it sustainable.
Oh yeah. I think that's it. So, as always, like, share, subscribe. There are new videos every Friday night. Hopefully without people jumping up and down on the floor above us. And until next time.
Bye now.
And aloha for just a while.